want to talk to you guys today about why healers need to create less content for more sales. Most healers are burning themselves out, trying to be everywhere all the time. And the problem with that is that you're posting graphics without your face, which means you're not building any trust. You're sharing other people's content, which means you're not building any authority, and also spreading yourself super thin across all the different platforms, which is leading you to being in all the places without getting any real sales or conversions. But the truth is that in order to have higher quality content, you don't need to create more in order to have more sales. You're going to want to create better content, which a lot of times often means creating even less content. And if you've been following along with this series, then you know that I teach you how to create one piece of content a month and turn that into over 26 pieces of content, which solidifies your messaging, it solidifies your marketing, and it really streamlines your process so that you have a really consistent system for creating content. So today we're going to talk about a few things that you will want to do once you have already created this piece of content. Now, again, the real strategy here is that you are creating less content, but better content, and content that builds trust, authority, and visibility. And I do have a simple resource for today's lesson. You can raise your hand or drop a line in the comments, and I'll make sure you get it. So here's what I need you to know. Visibility and trust is built by being human. In a world of AI and bots and automation and all the things, people are buying from faces, not faceless brands. And so many healers are hiding behind graphics and AI and text and other people's posts. But when your content doesn't show you, you are missing a huge factor, and that is the trust factor. One single 60-second video of your energy, your voice, your wisdom embodied and presence is worth more than 10 random text posts. So when it comes to expert positioning, it's important to remember that copy and pasting trends or other people's work is not going to position you as the go-to healer. People aren't going to be thinking of you when they wake up or when they're struggling and, looking for support. They're not going to be thinking of your text posts. For example, I had a member of the boardroom the other day send me a clip of, she has an in-person space where she does Reiki and energy work. And it was just the space, right? It was a reel of just the space. It was kind of dark in there. There was no text. There was no human. There was no humanity to it. And she was like, share if you feel called. And I called her in. I said, hey, I would feel called to share this if you took the caption on this post and spoke to the video and talked about what you're talking about in the post, because that feels more human. That feels more like connection. So remember that your clips and your teachings are what actually establish you as the authority. And having in a world where there's so much happening in the algorithm and algorithms are constantly changing, the one thing that's going to give you leverage over anything else is having depth and not just spamming with a bunch of text posts and other people's posts. And this is what worked for them. Really resonating with your people and speaking to them and using video in order to do that. Because one well-crafted reel can get you far more reach and saves and sales conversations than a bunch of random posts. So in order to have a simple content system, again, less but better here, we're not reinventing the wheel. At this point, again, if you've been following this series, you've created at least one piece of long form content. You can go back and go to that lesson if you need to, but right now we've extracted one clip, 30 to 90 seconds from that long form raw footage. It can be a podcast, it can be a workshop, it can be a live stream, it can be a Zoom call. You want to be sure that you are creating that long form clip in the horizontal format, and then you'll take that 30 to 90-second clip and you'll zoom in to keep it dynamic. You can play with the zoom as well. But you want to have a short clip from that, something punchy, something fun, something that shows your wisdom, but also your personality, so your people can get a taste of you and your personality and how you do things, how you run shop. And you want to take that clip and then edit it quickly. So you'll throw it into the Instagram app. You'll use the cut silences button. It literally says cut silences. So you'll select the clip, you'll cut the silences, and you'll trim any dead space so that all your ums and ahs and pauses as we're scrolling through the feed, those are the things that lose the lizard brain. People scroll on. So you'll cut those silences, you'll add your captions right under your chin. You don't want to put your captions above your head or anywhere super low. You want them right under your chin because that way people aren't having to choose where to look on the screen when they're watching your video. You want to be sure that those captions are right there under your chin. This is a non-negotiable. Then from there, you're going to go ahead and add your captions or add your text hook over your head. So right above your head is where you'll want to add some sort of punchy hook for your people. POVs do really great. If you're in the boardroom, this lesson, along with a full resource and hook library for inspiration, will be uploaded by the end of this week. So you can use any of the hooks from that hook library. There's some really great ones in there. Some of mine that have performed really well for conversions. They're right in there for calling your people in. So again, captions under your chin, hooks above your head. Now, posting with purpose, you'll want to be sure that you have your caption written with a very clear call to action. I really like to use the comment for freebie call to action because it gets people engaging. And so I want you guys utilizing that. A lot of times I'll see you guys say, oh, head to the link in my bio or reply this. A lot of times, and let's be honest, it's because you're afraid of the rejection of like you posting and people not commenting. Who cares? Sometimes people are going to share your post to you and reply anyways, but allow yourself to feel the feelings and do the hard thing and put comment on freebie or comment for freebie or whatever keyword you're using, because that's going to build some engagement in your algorithm. Okay. And the more people that are commenting and then you're replying, the more visibility, the more options you have for people to see your stuff and increase your visibility. And I'll be asked a lot of times, Jessa, when do I schedule these posts for? Every account is different. So you'll want to go ahead and go into your own analytics, review your page peak times. It'll show you once you go in there, it'll say in your insights, go to your page insights, and it'll tell you what time your people are signing on, what time they're online. And I always schedule about 5 to 10 minutes before that peak traffic time. So for me, most weekdays, that's around 3 p.m. So I'll schedule things for like 2:55, 2:50 p.m. just a few minutes before. So then they're logging in and they're saying, hey, Jessa just posted, let me check this out. Now, again, less content, but better. So you do want to be across multiple platforms, but you don't want to have to manually do that shit because it's exhausting and it's a fast track to burnout. So an app that I use is called repurpose.io, and that will distribute automatically to Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, even Threads and YouTube. That way, for me, I schedule my posts on Instagram, and then they automatically get put across all other applications that we use. So TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, and Threads. So I schedule it one time, but then it gets posted across 5 different platforms. And don't overthink this. I want you to just set it and let it work for you and watch the comments and the DMs start to roll in. Okay, so here's your assignment. Your homework for today is to post that one 30 to 90 second reel clip. And I am specific about that amount of time because Instagram actually warns you that when you post something that is 3 minutes or longer, it doesn't get shown to new audiences. So I find that 3 to 90 second spot really like the sweet spot. So use your raw footage, edit it with the captions and the hook, add your call to action in the caption, and then re-share, cross-share with that repurpose app. And of course, you can do it manually. I don't notice a difference between manually posting and automatically posting, or that it like messes with my engagement or pages or anything like that. What is more important is high quality content. So the more high quality content you can put out there, the better. So put that clip, and then in next week's lesson, I'm going to show you how to repurpose that clip into 5 or 6 different other pieces of content. But this one clip is that seed content that will do the work of multiple posts. So start here and stop exhausting yourself by creating a bunch of content that doesn't sell. A lot of our members have been saying lately, I'm so burnt out from the content thing. I don't know what to post. Here's how you do it. Follow this process. You don't have to overthink it. It starts with creating less content that does more work for you, reusing and upcycling what you have, and keeping in mind that consistency and presence is greater than the quantity of posts. I'd rather you post 3 times a week of really juicy, good content that like ties all your messaging and your offers in together than you just shit posting a bunch of things just to be posting. And you can see here I have one long form piece of content that then got turned into, this got turned into 4 clips, and each clip became one email, one thread, one story, one reel, one carousel, and one still graphic. So that I got out of one long form piece of content, I got 4 different clips and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different pieces of content for each of those 4 clips. So try this out. Let me know how it goes. And I'll see you guys next week.